Hey guys, welcome back to Cat View. So today we're going to be talking about Sasha Calle and some new set photos that have leaked and dropped for Supergirl, which she is going to be playing in the upcoming 2022 Flash film starring Ezra Miller and Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck. So I'm pretty excited. As you guys know, if you watched previously, I talked about Sasha Calle being cast as the role of Supergirl, and she's obviously going to have a role in the Flash movie. We don't know how long that's going to be and what significance it's going to have. There's obviously theories that have gone along, but anyway, we're not going to talk about that now because I talked about that in my previous upload. If you guys want to see it, I'll try and put a card up here for you. But we're going to talk about the set photos that have leaked. Now, there's been photos that leaked of Ezra Miller, and I think Iris as well. And there was a Michael Keaton photo as well, and there were a few bits and bobs here and there. But the main show, the main attraction, the main the main star of the show seems to be Sasha Calle as Supergirl. The Supergirl costume has been revealed. There was a leak, I think, for Flash's costume as well, but this is like a whole thing. This is like the whole shebang. We see the whole costume in full form, and I'm going to tell you guys, it's pretty exciting. Now, I have some thoughts on this, so bear with me. I do have pros and I do have cons. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The moment I saw the costume, my initial reaction was poor. I did not... I did not react well to it, let's just say that. So my initial thoughts were straight away, it just reminded me of the Spider-Man suit. We have her in full costume, and there's different shots of her on different angles as well. Now, before I continue, this is no diss to Sasha Calle. I'm still super keen and super excited with Sasha Calle, and we'll talk a bit more about her later. So let me just go back to the suit. So we see the suit. Now, my initial thoughts, like I said, because it's so skin tight and it looks like this like latex super ultra tight material, and it is really quite fitting. It just looks very like fitted, first of all, so and then the color scheme as well, the fact that it looks like that and it doesn't have that traditional like glossed layered coating and like thickness and durability that we've expected or come to expect from Superman suits generally, or Supergirl suits. It just reminded me of Spider-Man, so that was my initial immediate thought. Now, there's obviously different iterations of Supergirl. There's different there's heaps of different costumes, just like Superman has heaps of different costumes, or suits, if you will. But basically, that's what my initial thoughts were. It was just that it looks like a Spider-Man situation rather than Superman. Like, Superman is this big beacon, and you would expect Supergirl to have a similar impact, you know? And I think that, you know, the suit is just outstanding. Every time I've seen a Superman suit, it just really stands out. And it looks durable. I feel like we expect a certain standard at this time and at this point with costumes, and it should look better than the cosplay. And to be fair, in the current situation, which is Raw, it looks kind of cosplay and it reminds me of Spider-Man. However, now we're going to go to the pros. However, I feel like obviously there's going to be some visual effects. Now, if you guys look at the photos, you can see she's on wires, obviously, because they were doing some stunt work. So obviously there's going to be special effects added to that. There's going to be contrasting. There's going to be background and environmental lighting. So once that color correction is applied in production, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to look different. So hopefully it'll give us that glossy, shiny, durable stature that we expect from someone wearing that S on the chest. Now back again to the suit and that S specifically. So there's two images. I'm going to show you the images. So there's an image where it looks like it's color balanced and it looks really nice and it looks way more close to what Superman would have. And then there's an image of obviously the suit as is in daylight, and it doesn't look so good. So hopefully, like I said, if they color correct and everything, it turns out more like that. And if it looks like that image, I feel like I could get down with that. I do like like how it goes all the way down. Now, the reason for this suit now is that she is basically going to be, and I did not know this, so I'm going to give you guys some information because I learned about this. So she's playing the Lara Lane Kent version of Supergirl. So that is Clark, obviously, and Lois's daughter. Now, I'm going to give you some information real quick over here. Now, I've pulled it up, so I want to talk to you guys if you don't know about this. Now, Lara Lane Kent appears in the Injustice series. She is basically that she's Superman's daughter. However, she's an imaginary version because there's obviously different worlds and different storylines that have come through. And in that version, she basically appears in a dream, a Superman's dream, and it like goes on for a bit. And I think she's mentioned in other comics. From what I've researched, this is what I've gathered today. Because I had no idea who Lara Lane Kent was. I have not seen this version of Supergirl. To be fair, I don't know that much about Supergirl. It's Supes that I'm into. Just like I'm into Batman, I don't really care much for the others, but I'm down for it. Like, I'm happy to learn. It's fascinating. I was actually really interested to find out this story with Lara Lane Kent. She's the daughter of Superman and Lois Lane, except she was in a dream world, and basically Superman saw what his life would have been like if the Joker didn't trick him into killing Lois. So that's the storyline in this comic series, in Injustice. So anyway, so he sees her obviously in this like fantasy version, and she grows up and she has her powers, of course, because she's Superman's daughter. And it says a lot of really interesting stuff here that I read about this character, and like she, you know, battles with Superman, but it seems like she's more of a pacifist than an aggressor. So her character seems to be a bit more neutral and on the fence, and seems to like only really fight if she has to. She seems to be more offensive as a character, from what I've read, basically. So the other thing that I obviously want to talk about is her look. Now, it made me laugh, but again, my initial reactions were, oh, so Marvel has, you know, this super being that basically controls everything or could destroy everything and is basically the most powerful. And we saw that with Captain Marvel, and of course she had short hair in the previous one. Now this is obviously a different iteration. So this character's existed before, but I just found it really funny that this is the Supergirl that they went with. And it's like Captain Marvel, you've got, you know, this super being with Marvel, and she's got the same sort of hairstyle. And then the similarity here is that hairstyle, and the general look, I think, of the suit is somewhat similar. Again, I feel like DC really should stray away from Marvel, but they're really trying to punch them right back and just go head to head and toe to toe. And I'm interested. Like, I don't always think they make the best decisions. And of course, this is a different storyline, so we're going based off Justice League with Joss Whedon as a director, not Zack Snyder's version. Because of course, if you guys watched the Snyder cut, you know, we saw that Lois had a pregnancy test. So again, this is a whole different thing, and we don't know yet what like version of Supergirl we're getting either. So again, back to the suit. I feel like this suit seems like maybe she's sort of just started out, like, because I mean, is Flash, I'm guessing, is going to go to an alternate universe to like pull her into his world. So it's like, you know, was she fighting on that world? Is there a different version of Superman and Lois there? Like, it's just, is Cavill, like, it's just interesting to me. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. I also wonder if there'll be any sort of LGBT influence just based on the way she looks. I feel like they could do that if they wanted to. It's not necessary, but like, who knows? So that's another question I have that's popped into my head. But generally, I like the look. It's different. It's definitely different. So I'm going to throw up, like, again, I said, photos of what this character looks like, of Lara Lane Kent in the Injustice comic series. And I think they did a pretty good job of making the suit comics accurate. I think it looks really, really good. I also expect to see a CGI cape. Now, I did see a shot, I think, where she was wearing a cape. So, again, I don't know if they're doing work where she wears the cape and then they're just shooting and it's easier to put in CG, because they've obviously got to put special effects in there anyway, like I said, the flight scenes. So maybe like what they're shooting is like the flight scenes, and then when she's down, they've got a quick like cape that they can just put on her for like any other scenes where she's maybe walking and stuff like that, rather than using CG, I guess, to save cost possibly, don't know. But that's just my like guess from what I've seen so far, and it's been pretty limited. Like, it was like 3 or 4 shots. Now, the other thing that is a con, I really want to just go back to real quick. Why do her abs look like that, you guys? I like the suit. Like, I feel like, again, with color correction, it's not that bad. I really like how it's all a one piece too. and I like the feet. Is that weird to say? I like how it just looks and wraps around her feet. Again, it really reminds me of Spider-Man. It just does. And I'm used to seeing, traditional supes, but she's not Superman, and we have to remember that. And this is one costume. I've read also that this character has several different costumes that she switches between throughout her involvement in the series. So again, we could be seeing like one version and then another version pops up and she might have a costume change. I don't know, because again, we have no idea how long she's going to have screen time for and what role she really plays in this Flash movie. There's only, again, theories and conjecture really. So it's all up in the air still, but she's there and we saw the suit and it looks good. Like, it doesn't look bad. It just, like I said, I just think it needs to be tweaked and color corrected, and hopefully it'll look better, because right now it's too Marvel with the skin tight appearance, and I like that it's fitted, but it just reminds me of Spider-Man, and I feel like they need to color correct it to really bring out that sparkle of the S and that the red, at least, on the suit, and make the blue pop as well. And so it can differentiate just a little bit. Not that Spider-Man hasn't had suits that are similar to that again, but this is what they've decided to go with. On the other side, again, back to the pros, because I'm going back and forth. On the flip side, Sasha Calle looks great. She looks fit. I like how, if you look at the suit, she's got broad shoulders, and she's got some nice guns going, and you can tell she's been working out. So she looks pretty fit, which is really good, because I also didn't want her to be too slender. So far she looks really good, but again, we'll see how we go. But these are basically the newest set photos that we've gotten. I'm sure more will start leaking in the next few days, because people are now aware that they are shooting. So I'm pretty excited to see what else they come up with. But again, I think everything we see is probably going to be raw, and we're really not going to get the idea of how good it's going to look until the film actually comes out. So what do you guys think about it? I want to know, did you guys like the suit? Did you have the same concerns and reservations that I had on initial impact? Because it was a bit to take in, not gonna lie. And the haircut too, like, no one knew this was happening. I mean, I'm sure people speculate, fandom and stuff, but I'm just taking it as it comes. And like, look, Sasha Calle still looks fantastic. I think she's going to look fierce. I think she's going to look boss. I like that she fills the suit well. Like I said, I like that she looks like she's been working out and that she could be Supergirl. So I really like that. And I like the lore of Lara Lane Kent. I like the story from what I've read, because, again, I was not familiar with this character. So I think it's all gravy. It's all good. And I'm excited. And I'm also interested to see, like, not only what role she plays in Flash and how much time she has on screen, but where we go from here. Is she going to replace Cavill? She is coming into the current timeline somehow. She's going to be there, as well as Michael Keaton. So I'm very interested to see what we have coming up. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.